Hi Mom, happy birthday, I love you. I just thought I would make you a video to show you how I use some of the makeup products that I got you for your birthday. These picks are my top favorites from the drugstore, and I've scoured the internet to find the best stuff, and it's all things that I've personally been using for at least a couple of months, so I know that they're good. And they definitely compare to the high-end things that I've tried and loved. So let's get started. I'll put my hair up. Nice. Okay, so the first thing I do is I get my Beauty Blender damp, run this under water, and it grows like double the size. These are the same, but this one's dry. And then squeeze all the water out. When you squeeze it, there shouldn't be anything dripping in it anymore. But it's damp and it's softer than it usually is. So that's the first step. Because then you're gonna sit down and actually do your makeup. You need the primer. And this is a really awesome silicone primer, and a little bit goes a long way. And I don't use it over my whole face. I just put it on the areas that pores happen and that you can see. So like a tiny little doot, just a teeny little amount for just my nose and like chin area, like this. It's got a nice slip to it, and I would compare it actually to the Smashbox Photo Focus Primer, the one that's like $25. I think that was like $8, so awesome. And then the next thing is the L'Oreal Lumi True Match. It's kind of a medium to light coverage, especially using a dampened beauty sponge, but you can build up the coverage as much as you want, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right here. So starting with just one pump, I'm gonna dot that in some spots and start to blend that out. Gorgeous. And that is one very light application of one pump. So I'm gonna get a little bit more. Do my head, go back over some redness here. And just pushing that into the skin. And not really going over my eyes or my under eyes very much either, because I'll get to that in a minute, and I don't want an excess of product there. Don't forget to get over here by your ear. It's a trick. And I usually don't put a whole lot on my head too, because my bangs are gonna hide that mostly. And my eyebrows are already done, because that's, you know, everybody does their eyebrows differently, and it's just boring to watch people do their eyebrows. And then just take whatever's left and take it down your neck. All right, so for a couple of small little areas, like where I have breakouts or extra redness, I'm just gonna take a tiny pump, like not even fully depressing the thing, just getting a little teeny bit on the tip of this blender, and put it on those spots, just like pretty thick. And I'm not like trying to blend it out or anything right now. I'm just setting it on there. And then once it dries down a little bit, I'll blend it out some more. So I'll put a little, ooh, that's way too much. Put a little around my nose, where that's all red because allergies, and this nice little spot right there. There. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for a minute and move on to the next thing. This is a NYX Wonder Stick, whatever. It's just cream bronzer and highlight. I love this, especially for the bronzer. I've used the highlight a couple of times, but this is the holy grail of cream bronzer. So I'll just show you how I do this. Starting at my ear where I can see my bone structure here, coming down around and kind of curve up the cheek a little bit, because guess what? People's face don't go straight like that. It looks fake, so we're gonna do it this way. Just like if we were painting a picture and you're shading people's cheeks or whatever. Obviously that's not even, but we're gonna blend it so it doesn't matter. Then I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get my favorite chin there. And then this one, just a little right there. A little bit of contour. I also do like an underline of my lips. It makes your lips look a little bit fuller by creating a shadow, or more of a shadow, right here, like this. Not all the way to the edges, just like underneath the fullest part. And then a little bit right here, and then across my forehead, and a little bit right there. That's plenty. Okay. And then for the highlight, we'll go ahead and test that out today too, just so you can see. I'm going to put a little bit in my under eyes and use it to brighten up that area. Not really trying to conceal anything there. So, then taking that same damp blender, you can blend out with that, or happy birthday, I got you a small stipple brush. This thing is awesome for blending out cream makeup, and the fact that it's smaller, it's just so good for contouring. So yours is actually a Wet n Wild, this one is an e.l.f., but they're the same size, same shape. So what I will do is start with the dark and then use my fingers for the light areas. So just making little circles like this to blend it in. And then I kind of toast the edges like this. So it just kind of helps it make it not look like a stripe across your face, because, you know, it's not the look I'm going for today. So I'm gonna get this side. Just little circles and brushing upward and not down onto my lower jaw line there. You don't really want to put your contour too low, or it just makes it look super jowly here, I've noticed. Just work with your natural jawline. Like this. And when you're doing this part, don't be making faces and stretching it, because then you'll get product in places you don't want it. Just try to keep a natural, relaxed face as possible, so you can see where you actually want to blend that contour. And I do it all the way back up towards my ears so that it blends. And then I just take whatever's left on my brush, not adding anything. There's basically nothing on there, and just blending it underneath the contour onto my neck. Making sure that's all smooth. Okay, yep. And then blend out the top part here into the temples, across my forehead. And I bring it down pretty low. Pretty much the only area I don't put it is like right here. You do you, though. Just don't forget to toast the edges and blend it till it's all smooth. All right, so for the smaller contours, I'm gonna use my finger because I don't want it messy. Just tap it in until it blends into your foundation. Blending up onto the side of my nose. Into my eye, sort of. Can you even see that? I can see it in person, but anyway. I like it, so I do it. Okay, using a different finger. Gonna blend out this area right here. Tilt your chin down. Here's the trick. Tilt your chin down and look up into your mirror, and it kind of smooths out that under eye area for you to get that nice and smooth and blended in. And I like using my finger for this part because I found that, one, it keeps me from using too much product, and two, it helps melt it into the skin much better than a brush that doesn't have body heat. Yeah, and while that's nice and smooth, what I'm going to do is go ahead and set that part using the dry makeup sponge and the Coty Airspun. This stuff, I'm sorry, it has an old lady smell, but it's been around since the 30s and they must not have changed it since then. So just taking a little bit on the tip and kind of blending it into the beauty blender. Make sure that it's still smooth. Tilt your chin down and just kind of pat it where you want it. This stuff is awesome. It's like super inexpensive at Walmart. You get a ton of product. It lasts forever, and it's one of the best setting powders that I've ever used, including all of the high-end stuff that I've ever tried in my life. So, good stuff. Now I'm going to take that sponge again and blend in those areas that I added a little bit of extra foundation. By now it should have mostly sunk in. This just takes away any extra that might be hanging out that doesn't need to be there. Gorgeous. All right, powder bronzer. This is awesome. People compare this to the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer because it's a similar color. It doesn't smell the same, but it smells good. And I use just a simple contour brush for this. Not gonna use a whole lot because I've already put on cream bronzer, but just to set it maybe. Blend up. Toast the edge. And take the extra across my forehead and underneath. And then when there's nothing left on my brush, basically, just kind of smoosh it and put it on the sides of my nose. Ta-da! And then I'm going to do blush. You have a blush palette that I found from Milani that has two beautiful blushes in it and a highlight, I think. So, but I think it's probably Lumioso. I don't think I saw the name on it, but Milani has excellent blushes. And this blush is almost a dupe for NARS Orgasm. The NARS is actually probably a little bit more of a true pink, and this one's more of a corally color, but with our skin tone, it just looks amazing. So, oh my gosh, I love this makeup. Every time I put it on, I'm just like, I feel like I'm having a good skin day. Right, and then for highlight, I use a really dense brush for my highlight because I like intense, shiny things. So I'm going to put that right here, get the sides of my nose too. Sometimes I even take it up into my like under eye concealer. You do you, whatever you like. But I like to see my cheeks shimmer when I smile. I just like that. Gorgeous. And then I take a little bit on my finger, whatever, and put it on my Cupid's bow. Like that. Like so. Now we're pretty much done with the face. The eyes, just one simple, easy eye product is the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow 24 Hours. It does last a long time and it doesn't crease. It's just amazing. In the shade Amber Rush, which is universally flattering. So what you do is you take the top off and it has like a little top on the inside. Save this because what it does is it presses it back down into the pan and keeps it from crumbling and breaking. And the best way that I found to use this is to just use your finger because you get the best coverage of product. And I mean, you can use a brush like a dense sort of concealer brush or something with even shorter bristles like this and just put it on the brush and then damp the brush with a spritz of your setting spray and put it on like that and it looks good. But fingers, it's quick, it's easy. Put it on your eyeball. So I start with the highest concentration just on the lid area and I get that all blended in how I like it onto the lid. And then when there's barely anything left on my finger, I'll take it up the rest of the way and kind of just blend out that extra up on the rest of my eyelid. And it's such a pretty color. It like, you know, with the natural contours of your face, it looks like you spent more time on it than you did. Then you can go back in and make the lid look more defined. Just brighten it up even more with a little bit more product. You can take it into the inner corner if that's how you like it. Just like that. It's so pretty. Doing the other side. I'm not flipping you off. This is just my favorite finger. And then blend it out. You don't want any harsh lines. All the way up to my eyebrows, basically, into the inner corner. And then I'll usually clean it up by doing an upward sweep. You know, it just kind of flatters your eyes to have that shape. Put a little bit extra on the lid. Blend out the inner corner. Nice. Alrighty. Okay, the next thing that I have for you is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set Makeup Extending Setting Spray. Does it extend your makeup? Yes. I've used it with and without, and this stuff is basically like, it's not sticky, but it's like glue for your makeup. It helps it stay on a little better. Okay. I'm gonna scoop back some so I don't get spray all over the place. But anyway, your whole face. Don't forget underneath. And then if you're really bougie, you can get a fan instead of your hand. Or even a hairdryer on a cool setting. Instead of sitting here for 5 minutes and waiting for it all to sink in. Set. Okay, next we have the Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous Soft Glide Long Wear Eyeliner. This is a Walmart fave, and I think Hard Candy is a Walmart brand. Inexpensive, and it's awesome. In the color Creamy Matte Dark Chocolate. And the reason why I like this eyeliner for every day is because it doesn't look super harsh. You put it on and it just looks like you have more eyelashes. Not like, ooh, she's obviously wearing eyeliner. Nope, it's just nice and good. So what I'll do is I'll tuck that into my waterline on both eyes, and this is just how I like to apply it. I'm kind of blinking it onto the area that I want it. I don't know if you can see me doing this because I'm looking into my mirror to make sure that I don't stab myself in the eye. Yeah, you can see. Well, it crumbled a little bit on me. Oops. It's very soft, so you kind of gotta be gentle with it. Okay. Gorgeous. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the top just to make this look a bit smokier. Tiny bit, because it's not super like dramatic like a black eyeliner would be. Okay, I need to sharpen it. Okay. I'm struggling with this today. I don't know why. My pencil doesn't want to work for me. Maybe I just need to get a new one. Probably so. Maybe I've just had this one too long and I need to replace it. That's probably what it is. Okay. Next, we're gonna set it. We're gonna set the face with powder. So going back to that same dry beauty blender, what I'm gonna do is use the flat side now, get some product on there and kind of blend it into the cap so that you got a nice smooth amount, and then dot it where you need it. So I need most of this on my nose because makeup slips off my nose like nobody's business, especially when it's hot outside and it's humid, and especially when I'm wearing my glasses, because that seems to just shove the makeup right off my face. So this powder is an essential step to making sure that it lasts longer than 30 minutes on my nose. And a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a whole bunch of powder on your face, but if you OD on the powder, you can just spray it. Just use a little bit of extra setting spray afterward, and this powder does not get weird on you. It'll just sink into your skin and it'll look amazing. Yeah. There we go. We're gorgeous. Next, I have the CoverGirl Total Tease mascara, and there isn't a drugstore mascara that can beat CoverGirl as far as color, the way they make my lashes look, and the way it wears lengthwise. Like, it just lasts for a long time without getting crumbly and weird and falling into my eyeball and irritating the, the poop out of me. So I'm going to give these a little curl here And then apply mascara. Look at this brush. It is so interesting. This little bit on the end there, that gets those little outer crease, whatever, outer edge eyelashes easily. Make sure you don't poke yourself in the eye with it though. Done that before. Using the full side of it, I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara on my lashes. Like that. And then use the teeny weeny side. Make sure we got those extra lashes there. If you hear any subtle rattling or ambient noise, it's either the handles on my rattly vanity table or it's the rain that has decided to suddenly start pouring down now that I'm filming a video. And usually when I do this makeup, I can slap it on there really fast. It only takes me like 5 minutes. It's just a routine that you can get down pretty quick and get out the door feeling awesome. Because something about the combination of this foundation plus the bronzer, I don't know, I just love it. I love it so much. And even when I go outside and I look in the mirror later, it's like it looks even better. It's definitely a foundation that looks better in the winter though, I will say, because it is more of a dewy finish than a matte finish. As I get older, I don't find myself reaching for matte foundations as much because they just tend to look a lot more obvious that you're wearing makeup, and I find that the dewier ones give you more of a youthful glow, but then if you have oily skin, of course, you're battling with it to stay on your face. Them's the breaks. Using a little spoolie here to separate some clumpage here. Mascara on my cheek. Took it off with that. Did you see that trick? That one's for free. Then lastly, I'm gonna take the makeup off my lips because I hate watching YouTube videos where they put lipstick on top of foundation on their lips. That's disgusting. That's not gonna last. It's gonna look weird. You're gonna have butthole lip in like 5 minutes. I'm not about that. Okay, so this lipstick is by Almay. I don't really use a whole lot of their makeup, but I saw this on Instagram and I saw a bunch of people wearing it and it looked amazing. And it's a universally flattering shade called Skip the Gym. I'm here for it. Look how pretty it is. It matches the whole rest of our vibe today. And we're done. That's it. Put on your perfume, your jewelry, and you're ready to go. I hope this tutorial was helpful and that you enjoy it for many years to come. I love you a lot, Mama.